Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps. What's up you gorgeous, sexy peeps? And all you other ugly, disgusting pieces of shit? It is I, your ultra-violent, tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a hot, steamy Sunday afternoon video right here on the former home of the Gilmore Chronicles, now known as the evil and dark and mysterious Shadow's Lair 2.0. And this is episode number 78 of the Shadow's Lair 2.0 series. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in the Shadow's Lair, otherwise known as my pants. Otherwise known as the description box below on this channel and my other channels. Show your love and support, leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, you'll get sent back to the Shadow's Lair, placed in an Iron Maiden, and Satan will eat your soul! So please do not do that, be respectful, or get out and get a life. Simple as that. So subscribe to my channels, leave a comment if you like. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, well, you need to get hit with a baseball bat in the face. Because you, yes you are SOL. And you better know what that means by now. And if you don't know what it means, go look it up before you get hit with that baseball bat. And that's pretty much it. And for our brand new viewers that are thinking about subscribing, you like what you see, come in. We don't. I don't bite yet, but you know, it's a safe space. And if you like my opinion, great. You know, go fuck yourself. But that's that. But if you want to stay and you want more, hit the subscribe button, smash that bell to death so you don't miss any more videos. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. And that's it. And as we say in the business, when you do subscribe to my channels, I should say, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, you relax, grab that cold one. As always, we drink Pepsi here. Or Coke Zero, whatever we have right now. But anyway, sit back, relax, grab a cold one, whatever you are drinking today or tonight. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. And like I said before, if you like it, great, you know, go fuck yourself. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this, like I said, hot, steamy Sunday, July the 20th, 2025. Another weekend has come and gone. It's a pretty good weekend for me. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. With some good people, had fun with my friends. Gonna do some more a little bit in a little while, because we're gonna be watching TNA Impact Wrestling. We're gonna be talking about Slammiversary in a little bit, because you'll predict my predictions for Slammiversary. But yeah, been a pretty good weekend, and very good. Meeting a lot of good people yesterday. Hanging out with my friends yesterday, because I actually go out. People think I don't go out. I stay home 24/7, 365. No. I have a life. And then, you know, they want me to prove things to them, so I have to do that. I don't need to, but I do it so I can shut them up. Because they can't prove a goddamn thing. That's a fact. I've been doing it for 16 years, proving people wrong. And I'll keep doing it for another 16. As long as I feel like it. That's pretty much it. So, once again, loser. And that's pretty much it. Alright, but hope all you guys had a great weekend. Mets, you know, they lost 2-3 to the Reds, but a big, huge win today at Citi Field. Won the final game of the 3-game series against Cincinnati, 3-2. Thanks to Luis Torrens and some sloppy baseball by the Reds. But Mets should have won that game, but as always, Reed can't get a guy out. Garrett gives up a walk. Diaz comes in, and what does Diaz do? Turns into Jekyll and Hyde every time. Gives up the run to tie the game, and then, you know, Soto gets on with a walk. And then Alonso, who didn't start the game to end his streak at 206 straight games, he had a hand contusion, but he came in to pinch hit and do some and played first base for a little bit. Where he didn't do nothing, he struck out, like I knew he would. And then McSquirrel, got a double, so it's second and third with one out. Brett Bonds Beatty comes up and he pops out, which sucked. So it's second and third for Luis Torrens, and Torrens, like I said, hit a bullet to second base, and he had a run on contact because it's 2 outs. Soto looked like he was a dead duck, and then next thing you know, the second baseman for the Reds threw it wide, and Soto barely scored. So Mets took the 3-2 lead. Stanley comes in, almost gave up a home run on the first pitch. Thankfully, the ballpark was too big. So I got that, and then pretty much he cruised from there. So Mets win. Mets win. Big win for the Mets. As the Phillies lost today, they lost 2-3 to the horrible Angels. Wow, he'll come into New York this week for a 3-game series before the Mets go to the West Coast. So, Mets win, Phillies lose, Mets are a half game back in the division, which keeps going back and forth, which is crazy. You love to see that, but, we'll see what happens with all that. And the Skankies took 2 or 3 from the Braves. JD. JD's having a conniption fit, as always, because his Braves suck this year. Good. I hope you're crying, JD. Should root for an actual, real New York team. But we don't want you here, so get out of here. Go to the evil empire. They don't even want you there either, so go fuck yourself. That's pretty much it. But, good weekend of baseball. Good weekend of wrestling. Yesterday and today. We got Slammiversary coming up tonight. So, right now, after 7.5 minutes of spiel, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 78 of The Shadow's Lair, with your gorgeous, sexy host, that's me, Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if you like it, great. You don't, go fuck yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. So thanks for watching here on the channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Alright, so on episode 78 of The Shadow's Lair, it is time for your official TNA Impact Wrestling Slammiversary, the 23rd anniversary show of TNA predictions. Alright, TNA Slammiversary comes your way tonight from the USB Arena in Elmont, New York, otherwise known as the Nassau Mausoleum 2, that horrible fucking arena where the Icelanders never win. Ha! Should have kept it in Long Island. I mean, it's still in Long Island, not like Nassau, but it's in some, a little bit further down, like Elmont. But anyway, like I said, it is the 23rd year of the little engine that could, TNA Impact Wrestling. I can't believe that this promotion has been around for 23 years, since 2002. So, there were times, the glory years from the start, pretty much up until 2008, 2009-ish, until Hogan and Bischoff almost killed it, and then left it to Dick Cicada, honey, and pretty much ran TNA into the ground. And then she had no money left. They were thinking TNA was going to close down. But then she had her good friend, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, comes in and is like, I'll buy it. Why not? He buys it. It was okay. But then he was running out of money. And he had to go on tour with Smashing Pumpkins for like 2 years to get some money. I got to put some money in. But couldn't even do that. And Bailey got that. He was running the NWA. He still runs the NWA right now. Blah, 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 blah. And then Anthem Sports comes in and says, hey, we want to buy TNA. And for the past few years, Anthony Swartz has been basically owning and running TNA. And now, even though they got rid of the wrong guy, Scott D'Amore, and they bring in Carlos to be the GM / owner of TNA. TNA's been doing pretty damn well ever since Anthony Swartz bought it, and I think this has been a great time for TNA, even with the WWE NXT partnership, which is, I think it's going on almost a year now, getting close to a year, and it's been very well for both companies. It's a win-win, and I love it. I mean, imagine if Vince McMahon, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, almost 80-year-old Vincent Kennedy McMahon was still, part of WWE, he was still owning WWE. We wouldn't be talking about this NXT TNA partnership. We were like, I don't even fucking like it. If you don't like it, if you don't agree with me, you're fired. But thank God, thank the Lord Almighty that Vince McMahon, bye-bye, so long, farewell to you. Even though TKO is pretty much running WWE into the ground too, but what are you gonna do? But we get that. But, I'm happy for TNA. I hope we see more from TNA, and AEW just hit 5 years. We're about to hit 6. So, they're on year 6. TNA and Ring of Honor are on year 23. WWE's on year 5 million, I don't know. That fossil that WWE is. And that's that. So we'll see what happens tonight. Not really their WrestleMania show. We know that's Bound for Glory coming up in October. And that's it. Alright, so let's run down this card. The pre-show is going to start in about an hour from now. And then the main show at 8 o'clock. So we get that. Alright, as of right now, 7 matches on the main card. There might be one added in. There might be one added on the pre-show. We don't know yet. But this is the final card as it is on the Wikipedia page. So, where I always take my predictions from. And the card, so we move on. Alright, let's start with the pre-show. First match on the pre-show, we got a 6-man tag team match player. We got the Intercontinental Champion Steve Maclin. I saw his hot wife yesterday, Deonna Purrazzo. Great match with Gresham. Holy crap. Anyway, so Steve Maclin teams up with Jake something, and another guy I met yesterday, very nice guy, and his hot wife. That's Mance Warner and the beautiful Stephanie DeLander. They take on the Rope Breakers of, TNA newbies, Zila Fatu. Acknowledge him, because he's part of the Bloodline. Josh Bishop, we know who he is. That's Mr. Baron Strowman Corbin. And the return-ish of Real One. Oh, his name's not what we thought it is. His name is Real One, who we all know is Enzo Amore. My name is Enzo Amore, and I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, Riddle Scott in the room. How you doing? Not so good, Al. Not so good, Al. Please cut the fish. I gotta love that freaking Weezer song. Because you know how Weezer sounds great. Weezer. Okay, stop. I will stop. I love Weezer. Okay. And if you don't like Weezer, fuck you. That's that. Alright, so should be a good match, kind of, sort of. A lot of people are happy that Enzo Amore's back in wrestling, which is under the TNA / WWE banner. Even though WWE kicked his ass out, they brought him back in. Even though it's under Carlos's control now. Our first look at Zila Fatu in TNA. He was the MOW World Heavyweight Champion. And we all know Baron Strowman Corbin, Josh Bishop. So, what are you going to do? This should be a good match. I'm going to go with Team Macklin to get the win over Team Enzo. Because Enzo Amore can go fuck himself. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. Alright, that's that. Alright, match number 2 of the pre-show. We got a tag team match, a women's tag team match, the Knockouts, the ladies, oh yes. And we got some pretty decent cake in that ring. And this is for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles. We got the champs, again, the Elegance blend of Ash and Heather by Elegance, along with M by Elegance, and George the Iceman, the personal concierge. They take on the Inspiration! Or formerly known as the Iconics! Iconic! And that's Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, or as we all knew before, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. Should be a good match. I think the Inspiration are going to get the belts back. And don't forget, Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance, has a bona fide world title shot since she won that Battle Royal a few weeks ago. So she can cash in tonight, she can cash in next week, she can cash in at Bound for Glory, who knows. So, that main event tonight, well, not the main event, but the women's main event match between Masha and JC could get a little bit, interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. But as far as this match goes, like I said, I'm going with the Inspiration to get the win and become two-time TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. And we'll see what happens with that. Sorry about that. I have a headache right now, so a pounding headache. But should be okay. I should be okay for after I do this video, and I'm doing my Raw SmackDown thoughts video right in the next half hour. I'm going to be out of here because I'm going to be at my friend's house, which is like 25 minutes away, so I don't have to even worry about it. So I'm going to do these 2 videos. I'm going to go to his house with the missus, and then we're going to watch TNA. And not give a shit about anybody else. And that's that. Alright, so let's get to the main show. Like I said, 7 matches, 7 matches, that's with the pre-show. That's 9 matches altogether. But 7 matches on the main show. So let's start off with, and I'm taking this from top to bottom, from the Wikipedia page. For the X Division Championship, well, we've all been waiting for this one. We have the champ, Moose, of the System, with the lovely Alicia Edwards at ringside. He'll be taking on the Hardy Boys' favorite guy, their favorite, their fan, basically, Leon Slater, who came this close to winning the X Division title at Rebellion in that Ultimate X match where he almost died when he did a shooting star press from the top with a fucking Ultimate X, which is crazy and nobody caught him. But then he took the belt, but as he took the belt and I think he fell off the cables, and then Moose speared him. And then he took full possession of the belt, because that's how you're supposed to win. So Moose retained, and a very shitty ending, but we got that. But Leon Slater has been going back and forth with the System. He's with the Hardys. He teamed up with Matt in Canada and lost to Ryan and Dolph Ziggler for the tag team belts. But Leon Slater's trying to get that X Division title to become the youngest man to win the X Division Championship in company history. I think he's going to do it tonight, and I'm going to go with Mr. 22, I think he's 22, 23-year-old Leon Slater. He has a really weird accent. Don't know where he comes from, but he's a good guy. Oh, he's from England, so he has that English background, because he did come from Red Pro and Progress. So, he's one of Ocean Spray's boys, next to, Michael Oku. Let me get that. Alright, so I'm going to go with Leon Slater to win the X Division title, and that's that. Alright, in an 8-man tag team match, we got from NXT, Dark State, Dion Lennox, Osiris Griffin, Saquon Chivers, and Cutler James They take on the team that basically they beat up, and that's Matt freaking Cardona, Chelsea Green! You know, that guy, who I saw also last night. He got his butt kicked. I mean, he got his butt kicked by Mike Santana. Because Cardona thinks he's the greatest thing in Long Island. He's not. Speaking of that, some guy comes out and says that he was bashing, he was praising, you know, New York and everything, because he's from New York. Blah, blah, blah. And then Cardona comes out and says, oh, you think you're the king of New York? No, I'm the king of New York. I'm from Long Island. Then the other guy goes, Long Island's not even a part of New York. And everybody's like, what? Huh? What? Can you say that in my good ear? Long Island is not part of New York? So you're saying Staten Island's not part of New York too? You fucking idiot! Did you go to geography class there, Junior? So anyway, so Cardona comes out, talks some shit, and then Mike Santana comes out, basically, you know, talks his shit to Cardona, kind of praises the guy, you know, praises this douchebag who thinks that Long Island is not part of New York, and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, the match happens. Santana wins in like 5-6 minutes. That's what you get, Cardona. You bum. I like how the crowd's going, Chelsea Green! The entire match. It was great. We're marks. We're proud of it. Alright, so Matt Cardona teams up with the rest of the system. His major players' teammate, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC, as we all know who that man is. His name is Fan Dongo. Gonna roll the A's. Fan Dongo. With the beautiful Alicia Edwards every time. You know, we saw the system on NXT for the first time, which was a shock. We didn't even know that we're gonna be on there. And then as we saw on Thursday night, with more Dark State and them going at it. So they made this 8-man tag team match at the last minute. I'm going to go with, I hate saying this, but I'm going to go with Cardona and the system to get the win over Dark State. And that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, we go back to the knockouts. We got Tessa Racist Blanchard with Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford at ringside. She takes on the cutie patootie Indy Hartwell. Now, this has some personal, y'all, elements into it. That Tessa's known Indy for, I think, 6 years or something like that. And Indy's like, I don't know who you are anymore. And then, you know, Tessa won her match on Impact, and then she's beating up her opponent. I forget who it even was. And then Indy comes out. Oh, she comes out and stops the madness, and then Tessa wants to fight, and he's like, I don't want to go away. So, but they're gonna fight in that very ring. I know a lot of people are picking Tessa Blanchard. I'm picking Indy Hartwell. So Indy will win, and that's pretty much it. All right, one of the matches of the night is next up. Mustafa Ali of Order 4, along with the Good Hands, Jason Hotch and John Schuyler, and the Puerto Rican baddie, Tasha Steelz. Alright, he takes on, well, what we thought was going to be the newest member of Order 4, and, you know, taking over from Mustafa Ali, and that's going to be Cedric Alexander. So, Cedric makes his TNA debut as, like, oh, guess who's here? Your arch nemesis. So he comes in, and, basically, you know, Tasha's like, we don't need you anymore, and then Mustafa's like, oh, we can somehow coexist, but never to happen. And then Mustafa, at one point, kicked out Tasha Steelz, but then Tasha's like, I got a guy. You got a guy? I got a guy. So she calls her guy, Cedric Alexander. But it was all a ploy, because I think it was this past week or last week, Tasha showed her true colors, not the Puerto Rican flag. And nut shot to Cedric, and then Mustafa Ali kicks his ass. So we're running this back from 205 Live a few years ago, where they had epic matches all the way up to WrestleMania. So this is gonna be another banger in their, I wouldn't say series, but their rivalry. But I'm gonna go with Cedric Alexander to pick up the win. But I do see Order 4 getting involved, but I think Cedric will pull through that too, and I'll get the win. So Cedric will beat Mustafa Ali in probably one of the matches of the night. And we got that. Alright, then we go to a fatal 4-way ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. This is going to be crazy as shit. As the man who knows a thing or two about ladders with his brother Mark. You, sir. That's you. Yes, you. Mr. J. Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. This match is going to go buck wild on that bitch. What? Buck wild on that bitch. Pretty much. It's going to be crazy as shit. And it will be. So, we got the champs, Ryan and Nick Nemeth, the Nemeth brothers. Ryan fears Marco's Pizza. Nick parks the hell out of Issa's car. We all know that. They're friends of ours. They take on the Hardy Boys of Broken Matt Hardy! Yes! Wonderful! And his brother, the sober one, Jeff Hardy, dude! Alright, they take on First Class, Flop Dollar, AJ Francis, and the returning Casey Navarro, who's now medically cleared. They take on the Rascals. Well, it's different Rascals. It's Myron Reed and Zachary Wentz, because Trey Miguel got hurt. He's not medically cleared, so now they brought in Myron to team with them. Alright, this is going to be a pretty wild match. The Hardys came out on Thursday night saying, if we don't win the titles, this might be the final Hardy party in TNA. That's what Jeff said. Matt's not too sure about that, but we'll see. Rascals are already tag team champions. And First Class looking to win some more gold. Even, Flop Dollar gets another title because he had the digital title, which is not even there no more. The digital title basically became the Intercontinental title. Oh, we have that, and then we have the Nemeth brothers looking to continue their reign of terror. So like I said, it's going to be barbaric. You know the Hardys going to do their, your usual stuff in ladder match. It's going to be hellacious spots. The Rascals going to do their flippy dibbity doos. Casey Navarro doing his flippy dibbity doos. And Flop Dollar just standing there looking pretty. He ain't going to dive, you know he ain't. If he tries to dive, you know he's going to become Flop Dollar again. But a lot of people, I read on Ringside News that First Class was actually favored to win. I don't think so. I'm going to go with the Nemeths to retain. And that's pretty much it. So it's going to be a great match. Lots of flippy dibbity doos. It's going to be, like Jay Briscoe would say, crazy as shit. And we got that. Alright, then we go to the co-main event. And we go to the winner takes all match for the TNA Knockouts title and the NXT Women's Championship. So we got the TNA Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich, who had a good conversation with yesterday, along with Stephanie DeLander and Vance Warner and Matt fucking Tremont. I want to point that out. She's coming out with Xia Li and Xia Brookside. I don't know why, but okay. She takes on the NXT Women's Champion from Fatal Influence, Jacy Jane, who comes out with Fallon Dunko, Don Henley, and my girl, I want a piece of her ash, and that's Jasmine Nix. I have a feeling they're gonna kick out the seconds. They're going to ban him from ringside or just going to kick him out because there's going to be too much madness at ringside. Now, this could go either way. I don't think the WWE is going to let Masha win the NXT title and bring it over to TNA. And I don't think TNA is going to let NXT hold one of their belts. Like, Trick Willie holds the TNA World title right now. So, I mean, they could do a reverse. Since Trick Willie won the men's world title, how about JC wins the Knockouts title? They could do something like that, and it'd be JC's biggest, another shocking victory, her third shocking victory in a row. So she's basically doing Mandy Rose 2.1, where Mandy was, going on a big streak, shocking wins, and then she won the NXT UK title, and then kind of unified it somehow with the NXT title. And she went on a nice little run, but we got that. As far as the match, I'm still going to go with Masha to win the title. Bring over the NXT title to the TNA. But, like I said, I'm going to go with Masha anyway, but I think logically, JC's going to pick up another shocking victory. She's going to win the TNA Knockouts title, bring it over to NXT. We're going to see it on Tuesday night. And JC's probably going to do some big spiel, some big celebration. And then we have to see who might be next in line. Or maybe JC wins the title, but then Ash by Elegance comes out and says, "Hey, I want to cash in." She cashes in, and she wins the title for the first time in her career. Second major title, because she had the tag team belts. So she could lose the tag team belts in the pre-show, but still go home with some gold. And I think that might happen. So I'm gonna go with Masha to win, but I would not. And then maybe Ash by Elegance wins the title there, and then they go on to the next shows in August and September, which I think is Victory Road's coming up. I forget what else is coming up, but before we even hit Bound for Glory in October, either Masha's gonna be champion or it could be Ash by Elegance for a little run, but we have to see what happens with that. But as far as my predictions go, Masha will retain. And that's over JCJ. That's it. Alright, then we got the big one, the triple threat match for the TNA World title. We got Trick Willie Shamon. He takes on Average Joe. I ain't ever backing down from no average Joe. I ain't ever backing down from no average troll. So he takes on, say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Alright, then take it on. My coop, da da da, my hoop, da da da, my coop. In his home state of New York, which is different. He's not in the Bronx, he's in, Strong Island. So, and that's Mike Santana. This is going to be a great match. I mean, if they don't pull the trigger with Mike Santana now, and Trick Willie retains, then I don't see Mike Santana ever winning the world title. And, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to go with Mike Santana to get the win, become the new champ. And then, I think I don't think it's going to happen during the show, during the match. But I think after the match, Mike Santana's going to win. Confetti might come down, blah, blah, blah. It's going to all celebrate. And then we hear the music, get ready to fly! I am! And then the phenomenal AJ Bad Soccer Mom Hair Styles. He comes back because he's coming back with that. He's coming back since we saw that little mystery segment at the end of Impact this Thursday night where they showed his P1 jacket. We saw some old school AJ from 2006. It's like 19 years ago. But if he comes out, I tell you right now, if he comes out with "Get ready to fly," I am, the entire arena is going to go berserk. That's why TNA, God bless them and God bless AJ Styles. They pretty much nearly sold out the Nassau Mausoleum. Just for one guy, AJ Styles coming back. So I think AJ will come out at the end of the show, and then him and Mike Santana, Mike Santana did an interview saying that of all the people in TNA, he would love to fight, old school TNA, I'm saying. He would love to fight, and that's the only guy that's there, is AJ Styles. So, wouldn't it be something if Mike Santana wins the belt, and then on the next actual event in August, Mike Santana takes on AJ Styles, whether it be it can't be on NXT, but I think we could see on an episode of Impact or one of those Friday night events, we could see AJ Styles going after the TNA title, which he's won I think 3 or 4 times in his career. AJ Styles versus Mike Santana. Sign me up. I would love to see that match. So I think it'll be a great match. I would love for AJ to hold the TNA title one final time before he packs it in, which could be soon. Who knows? But yeah. So Santana will win the title. AJ will come out and they have an epic freaking stare down. And then the show just cuts off. And then we'll say, oh, we'll see you on Thursday night, live! Since it's live, how about if Santana wins, AJ comes back on the live show and faces Santana for the title? I'm interested. So we can see that TNA title match between Santana and AJ on Thursday Night Live. TNA. Imagine the ratings for that. I mean, I know they're on Access TV at 9 o'clock, but they don't get a lot of good ratings there. But they could get a major boost, not a big boost, not gonna get like 200-300. I mean, if they get like 200-300,000, that's a win. If they get Santana and AJ Styles. But since the show's on YouTube now and the TNA Plus app, which, well, we all know I have YouTube free, so I have TNA Plus, which we're gonna watch on my friend's tele. Wait a little bit. So YouTube's knowledge is gonna be great tonight, and I tell you right now, they will be great on Thursday night. So can't wait for that. All right, guys, I am out of here. My head is pounding, so I'm trying to keep it together before I go out in a few minutes. Not a few minutes, about 45 minutes. I gotta get out of here. Like I said, my friend's house is like 25 minutes away, so by the time I get there, the show will probably pretty much start. So let me move on with that. All right, so once again, my predictions for TNA Slammiversary. I got Team Macklin to beat Team Enzo Amore on the pre-show. I got the Inspiration to win the TNA Knockouts titles for the second time. Alright, and on the main show, for the X Division title, I got Leon Slater to become the youngest X Division champion in history as he defeats Moose. 8-man tag team match, I got Team Cardona and the System to beat Dark State. I got Indy Hartwell to defeat Tessa Racist Blanchard. I got Cedric Alexander to beat, once again, Mustafa Ali, and probably one of the matches of the night. I got Dolph Ziggler and his brother Ryan to retain the TNA World Tag Team titles in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match that's probably going to be epic. And then I got Masha Slamovich to win the NXT Women's title. But then, like I said, we could see Ashby Elkins cash in her Battle Royal #1 contender spot, and she could possibly win. So we'll see what happens with that. So we move on with that. And in the main event for the TNA World Heavyweight Title in a triple threat match, I got Mike Santana to beat Trick Willie Shawn and Joe Hendry, and that's it to win the NXT. So Mike Santana will win the TNA World Title, and then AJ Styles will come back to TNA after about 10 some odd years ago, and have an epic stare down with the new champ. There were rumors that Mike Tenay might come back. It'd be nice. Maybe do one of the matches. It'd be nice. Gail Kim possibly might be coming back. I don't know about that. Since Carlos said talked about it, that the whole thing why Gail Kim got royally fired, which I thought was a bad idea. So people saying Gail Kim was gonna be there, I doubt it. She's probably on the beach with Robert Irvin. Let's get to work. Yeah, let's get to work on that beach. Why not? Or in Gail Kim's prayer. But we move on with that. Maybe some old school TNA people might show up. I don't know. But it should be a pretty good show. Not gonna be as great as All In or Evolution. I think it'd be pretty much up there. I would probably give it a, if it's great, I'm definitely giving it around a 7. If it's epic, then I'm probably giving it 7.5 or higher. But we'll have to see what happens tonight in about an hour and a half. So that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. I'm gonna try to record another video before I get out of here for good, and then hopefully tonight, after this pay-per-view, which should end about 11 o'clock-ish Eastern time, maybe after the pay-per-view, we'll do video number 3, your TNA Slammiversary review, and then tomorrow afternoon, after I get back from the doctor, we'll talk about Collision, which was a show. And then we'll get you ready for Monday Night Raw. As we're getting closer and closer to SummerSlam. We're about 20 days away from SummerSlam Night 1 and 2. Well, Night 1, actually. 3 weeks away, 3 weeks from today is SummerSlam Night 2. So, we're going to start off August with a Gilly Cutter-like bang. We got that. And then we got August the 24th, I believe. We got a double header. We got Forbidden Door in Wembley Stadium. That's going to start at 3 p.m. Eastern here in the States. And that might lead into NXT's Heatwave pay-per-view from wherever that is. And then the week after that, August the 31st, we're going to Paris for Clash in Paris. And that is going to start at 3 o'clock Eastern time, because it's around the same time, England time. So, stay tuned for that. And also, it was reported on Ringside News that Death Before Dishonor got moved again. It was supposed to be during All In weekend, but since Supercard was that weekend, they moved it to September. Yeah, they moved it to September I think the 9th, or somewhere around that time. But now it's happening August the 31st, something like that. It's on that Friday in August, the final Friday in August. Yeah, it is the 29th. So August the 29th, Death Before Dishonor in Philly. So hopefully it doesn't get changed again, because AEW Collision and Dynamite will be running 3 weeks of shows there, and then Ring of Honor will probably be doing some tapings there as well. And, yeah. So, August the 29th, once again, Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view-ish. Well, pay-per-view, basically. So, it's going head-to-head with SmackDown, so you know that's going to get washed up. But, and it's Labor Day weekend, so. And don't forget, All In is not around that time. All In is at the end of September. Now, see if WWE counters that and puts like another Saturday's main event or whatever they do. Because you know how Hunter loves the competition, you know. So we get them. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Peter Joseph signing off for your TNA Slammiversary 2025 predictions. And we'll see how I do my predictions. Sometimes I do good, sometimes I do really bad. Sometimes I'm kind of right down the middle there, like Bill Alfonso would say. And we'll see what happens tonight. But enjoy the pay-per-view. I hope to be back later tonight with the review. And that's it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Thanks for watching episode 78 of the Shadows there in the can. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.